efficiency.
Yay! We got the thing. We got everything fixed, and now everything works.
There is a halo over our game dungeon master.
Yeah.
You know this?
Holy.
Yeah,
Well, of course there's hail over me. Oh,
Because it's the wrong picture.
yes. No. Yes.
So the halo is provided by the picture.
Yes.
Can I have the halo?
You can have devil horns.
Yes.
This.
Yay!
Hey!
Now we have a map.
And now I have a bomb that's missing here.
That happens. It's fine. You're bowling. It's male
Bowling.
pattern baldness.
We
Yeah,
don't speak.
it's already too far for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well.
I gave up.
yeah, but you've been always the sort of long-haired hippie type.
Yeah, true. In my youth, I had this curly hair thingy going on, and I'm
So
And then we have Dilemma there.
yeah. Again,
Hi.
yeah.
speak something so we can check that you can hear us and we can hear you.
At least he's waving.
Yeah, he's under the table.
Yep.
Yes, I can hear you. The only problem is if I'm hearing you through the stream, there is a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah. But
Yeah, no one believed me. I told you.
no one ever.
There is a delay.
Yeah. But that happens. That's. It is what it is.
By the way, how is the sound? Do you hear us fine or no?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Oh,
All of you.
Excellent. Excellent. So, where we at, guys? What you gonna do? Finally.
Good.
So, the group here, led by Father Edgar Gray.
yes, that's me. I have been absent.
Yes.
On autopilot.
As all fathers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
All
We've
you
done
need is
terrible
believe.
things while you
You need
were
to believe
away.
me, and I'll be there.
yeah. So you finally made your way with the artifact called the vessel of the vessel
Vessel
of
Deliverance.
deliverance.
Yes.
Yes. To the industrial city of Lumainvoir, where you have now been for 4 days now total. In 4 days in total, the researcher group, the Onyx Ascendancy, has been researching the artifact and made it, or activated it. And meanwhile, Father Gray has overseen the activation and study of the artifact and the others have been playing nice and done nothing weird with any flail snails whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Or any.
Yeah. So in
I get the report.
yeah.
Oh.
So in the Father Gray gave them some time off, and in the time off they hunted a flail snail and killed it and got some money and the shell of a flail snail, and which Leif has been working on. Leif, the artificer, who is a talking head at the moment. And there, yes, well done. You can use a hand. Well done.
Yes.
And couple after it actually it's closer to 3 days. But anyways, in the couple of days, Jay has been probably drinking his sorrows. Maybe.
Yes. After the search and rescue of a flail snail.
Yes, we
So you rescued the
relieved
flail
it
snail.
of its corporeal form.
Yes.
Yes,
From his misery.
Yes.
yes. Well, there's some magical theory that flail snails are magical creatures, so it might be that you literally liberated from a flesh prison.
Yes.
So well done. Question mark.
But yes, after that we actually made some money.
Yep.
I
How?
think 45 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Well, they
person.
He had that money. It dropped.
The flail snail.
He emptied his
Haven't you
pocket.
played any RPGs? When you kill a flail snail,
Yeah.
it drops you coins.
Yes.
That's how it works.
And magic items.
Yes.
or they went to the local
Yeah.
bounty hunters guild and did a bounty and got money from that. Whichever you can see the last episode.
The audience needs to fill the gaps.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't want to fill the gaps, the last episode is on our YouTube channel.
Oh, nice!
Yes.
Nice!
Yes.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Ah, bad.
you guys have homework for the next session.
Yeah,
Yes.
I should watch it.
You must catch up on
Yes.
our
Well, yeah.
shenanigans.
But yeah,
Jay's been spending the time
You
mostly
probably
drinking.
won't want to
Yep.
see that I see the actually the
Oh,
episode
yes.
or
Oh,
the
we
content,
do,
but you
we
have been
do.
doing.
yeah. So, on the morning of the fourth day, you guys wake up in the living quarters of the Onyx Ascendancy, or because, well, it's a halfway point basically between the Church of Omnold and the researchers of Fumoros, so it's a good place to stay, and they have their own small temple area for like own sanctified temple area for those priests that want to stay here but want to live in a small temple basically. And yeah, it's a big stone building with that own small wing for the temple area, and most of the like Fumoros is a industrial city, so there's a lot of clanking even in the nights because most of the work is done by golems, but you can still find rest in the sleeping quarters, which have been soundproofed. Yeah. So
I don't.
So,
morning time, and as far as Father Grey knows, or you have been informed that the artifact is ready for transfer.
all right. So it has been prepared to travel for travel.
Yes.
All right.
Basically, the box has been sealed again. You have been shown how to,
Activated.
yeah,
Okay.
if needed. There's a scroll and a ritual, basically.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah.
Is there something? How
Yeah.
long is the ritual actually?
If there's no problems, no interferences, about 10 minutes.
And just the scroll is enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you look at the scroll, and it's like, in theory, you could copy it and or learn it if you have time, but like,
Okay.
there's
So the scroll is not the component of the activation. It's just like what do you need to say?
yeah, because there's a lot of things you need to say and things you need to draw on either other pieces of paper, or if you're on like sand, you can draw it in the sand around it.
Is it so that it's just like an energy source, or
Yeah.
that it doesn't do anything itself?
It's not intended to do anything by itself, but as all, like, it stores a lot of magical energy, and
As far as we know.
yes, and they're probably told that in the wrong hands, this thing can be turned into basically a bomb,
Okay.
or like. And then there's one of the researchers went on, or if you do this sort of spell, you could technobabble, and like, the implication was that you could do like portals and or bombs or things if you misuse it, but then it might have a like misfiring option.
So basically, we're carrying uranium.
Does it?
If it's in the box and it hasn't been activated,
Is there radiation?
No.
No.
it's
okay.
in the box, and it's, where's the box, by the way?
It's made of lead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the box, and like it's not been activated, so basically at the moment it does nothing. But it's there's like potential
Wait,
for.
we cannot find the box.
Where's the box? Did you take the box? God damn it,
he
Leif.
has it. He's sitting on it. He usually is.
Yeah.
Are you sitting on the top on top of the box?
The box is in one of the big bags with all of the miniatures inside of a white box that says "Do not open," because there is a curse.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's probably in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
it's,
Well, it's in the cart.
it's
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, definitely.
You have been gone one time, and we already lose the box. Woo! Yay!
Well,
Well
he
done.
was meant to actually
Yeah,
hold
he's
the
the
box.
box
Yeah.
holder.
Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, it's a chilly winter morning in the senior city of Umuros. You wake up in the sleeping quarters of the temple slash laboratory / holdings of the Onyx Ascendancy, and because the artifact is ready, you know that the time for leaving is upon you.
Okay, I gather the groom.
Yeah.
Come around.
Oh, yay.
I'm already there.
Yeah, I'm lazing about.
Yeah. You have, because you have a you have your own isolated eating area for like a conference room sort of deal, and Tim isn't here because, well, he was sent on a mission apparently.
Yes.
You saw him last time, and instead of Tim, there are two tall hooded figures carrying the sign, like dark cloaks and long hoods and like knives and like weapons on the belts, and they carry the sign of the church on a big silver embroidery on their chests, and then they have the small insignia of the Decime, which is basically the secret police.
Ooh, ominous.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
So like, you would have probably thought that they'd be some sort of assassins or other, but immediately when new people step in the room, they just like move a part of their cloak so that you can see the insignia of Decime, and they're like, oh, no assassins.
We get it.
Cool.
We get it.
Show off.
Okay, they're inside and they're in an isolated room, so they've taken off their hoods. You can see a female woman with very short cropped hair, very sort of military style cropped hair, and a couple of scars on the face, and then there's a long haired elven male who's very he looks very proud and very elitistic, might be a word I would say. He looks very, well, elven. This sort of, yeah.
It's an elf.
Yeah. Proud, another word I
He's
might.
probably
Sneering.
levitating above the lower level.
Yeah.
Or something.
As elves do.
Yeah. And like they greet every other person with a very curt nod, except when Father Grey enters, they do this sort of military greeting thing.
Wasn't the sideline?
Yeah.
What was the
Rub
sideline?
it in.
Wait, we're on the west side, so it's like
Yeah,
I
gas
can't
signs.
remember my LG. Maybe this? I don't know. I can't
I
remember.
mean, Jay has never thought highly of the church's own police, so it's like
Well, you don't know them. They are
No,
secret.
We
no,
have
but
They
no
are
desire
secret,
to know
so-
them.
I'm from a place that I know the church's secret police military thingy-majingy.
You really?
I'm not really trying to
Let's
hide.
hear some more.
I'm not trying to hide the fact that I think them as
So you had
a
trouble.
lesser,
You had trouble with them.
maybe.
Yeah.
I know all about it.
Yeah. So you get some breakfast. It's a very hearty breakfast with like porridge with an optional like sort of meat and vegetable sauce on the side, and a lot of different breads and things.
Very much.
Yes. No alcohol in the morning, because obvious.
And this is a church.
Well, technically this is part of the more of the laboratory factory side. But if like there's
There's different table for VIPs.
yeah, and I mean if I mean no alcohol is the default, but if someone asks, maybe they might deliver.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
No alcohol for her.
I'm on the job.
Hey.
I'm trying to play the nice choir.
I am not the resident boozer. I mean, Jay has been drinking way more than I have.
But I hide it better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was that one time with the killer hangover. Yeah, yeah. I can see the point.
Mhm.
Mm. But I was trying to out drink a troll. I mean ogre.
Yeah.
So.
And
I rest my case.
Nail enters the room and recognizes the people from Desme, and he's been very sort of barbarian until now. He's been like a very informal type of person, and well, you might have heard rumors that for some reason Nail is the resident and busy barbarian is very loyal to this church, and you can see like he straightens up and he's like very militaristic all of a sudden when he sees like there's more church people around, and he's been, especially with Father Gray, he's been very respectful anytime he's not on duty. He still looks like a sort of like a little bit too small clothes because he's so bulky and he can't wear like a shirt and pants very well because he used to like loincloths and things, but he tries. And you guys get breakfast served and you're around the same table.
Yeah. Well, after the breakfast, we are heading north, and please get your shit together and gear on the cart, and let's carry on the journey. And to let you know, I heard news that in north there is some trouble brewing. So on your guard.
Can you tell what kind of trouble? Robbers,
not specifically. There is something brewing.
Okay, so yeah.
So
We need hear more when thing arrives.
all right,
Right.
yeah. Hector rises up and excuses him. He's like, "Father Gray, I'm gonna go make the horses ready. Put the horses to like the cart and the horses ready."
I thought you were already there.
I'm sorry, I was a slow eater. Meanwhile, the elven male also rises up and says the same. I'll make sure that the cart is ready. Your
Excellency.
Excellency. Yeah.
Are those guys coming with us?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's not just I trust you, but you know
Yeah,
how it
if
goes.
there's much trouble, there's better to have more men to deal with it.
Exactly. They are sent here from Decime.
Alright,
Just to extra muscle,
okay.
and also we need more scouting force when we journey up north. So we need know ahead what to expect.
More muscle, still getting the same pay. Works for me.
Yeah. Let's work.
It's divided by the party rules in
What? No!
I never signed anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's even in your contract. You need to read it.
My union
It's
needs
in
to
your
speak
new
to
contract
you
that you
now.
signed last night.
My lawyer needs to speak to you. Union is not happy.
Priests have access.
There
to
is no union.
priests have access to like charming spells. So just saying. But yeah. So you get your breakfast and you get your gear and you get outside the research hall of the Onyx Ascendancy, and you get outside there with your stuff and you see that there's a weird situation close to your carriage, because like the elven male from Desime and Hector have a situation there, like you can't they're not they're fighting but they're not shouting. They're doing this sort of very passive aggressive that like they don't want to shout because they're on a job for the church, but you can see that there's like sparks and staring daggers and things, and you see that they're like if you didn't know better, they're trying to put the same reins that you for 2 horses on 3 horses, and like the elven male has this big, very beautiful looking stallion which he tries to draw the cart, and Hector is like, no, Ifrey will do it because she's done it like so far, and there seems to be a disagreement on which horse will draw the carriage.
Oh dear.
I'll just walk past while I'm going into the carriage to take my place. But as I'm walking past and I see and hear this commotion, I'll just yell to Hector like, "Don't worry, I heard elves have a small one." And I go inside the carriage.
I follow you and kind of say, smiling, you guys could try rock, paper, scissors or something. You know.
I let the elf know that I need him on scouting duty today. So take your horse and scout ahead.
Yes, sir. And he immediately drops all the reins, all the like leather straps and things that is used to put the horse for the carriage, and he jumps on the horse and just like right on
Someone's
ahead.
eager.
And the human female, there's my agent, walks from behind us. Yes, he's very, like you said, eager to please the church, even to the point of fanatic.
Oh, I like you already. What's your name? I'm Daring Sand.
Otheren.
Ultran. Okay.
Babynames.org.
Oh, please. I used baby names before the session because I'm smart. No. All names provided are from fantasynamegenerator.com, which is one of the greatest sites for GM ever.
Paid content.
Yes. It saved my gaming so many times. I love that site. Anyways, so Ivory and the original brown horse are strapped to draw the. Let's try that again. Ivory and the original brown horse have been strapped to draw the carriage, and you load the box. The origin, because at the moment the box just looks like its original black stone self with the metal straps, because Leif's disguises had to be taken off because the box was opened.
But did Leif reapply the spells, disguising magics? Or are you gonna do that?
Probably I wouldn't have reapplied the disguising magic because I've been busy with more important things.
Yeah. Oh, usually humans change clothes and things, but you've been used to the fact that Leif doesn't change anything because he doesn't need to. But you can see that he's got the new shield. So his old shield was this sort of normal looking basically hoplite shield, but now he has this sort of big round bone looking shield with very glossy surface and this sort of spiral shape in the middle. Looks vaguely familiar.
If you turn it slowly, can you hypnotize people?
Maybe.
Ooh.
And there's a very thick layer of metal underneath the bone, but it looks, well, I mean, the surface looks very bone-like, but you also see that there's something else than bone.
As I see the shield, I just remember that me and Derry dragged that whole
Yeah.
shell back to the city.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And someone else is tracking it along.
Yeah.
Or are you carrying it?
Yeah. And with Leif outside comes the. Yeah.
I probably also made some little bottles out of the sparkly glass that was in the trail of the snail. So I can give one to Jay if I see him making a sort of nasty face looking at the shield, and say, you can fill it with liquor.
You got an
Nice.
empty bottle.
Thanks.
It's not any sort of water. It's
It's
very
bottomless
iridescent. It looks like the sort of
Pretty
oil on
bottle.
water style
Aw.
decorations.
I'm just happy that Leif has made something nice
Yeah.
for himself.
And the dark elf artificer Zakwel walks outside with Leif and reminds him that the shield is you know what you need to get to make the shield ready. I have given you the instructions, as he has, and good luck. Hopefully it works. And if it when you drop by, I would be interested in knowing how it has turned out.
All right, let's go already.
Yes. Zach will go.
I will definitely let you know after the field experiments are done.
Good luck. Zach will also walks to Father Gray and shakes your hand and may the blessing of the gods be with you, and hopefully everything will turn out in the best possible way.
Very good. It will.
Yeah. And you can see that he's outside in the day. He looks very distressed because he's in the sunlight, but he wanted to come and see you guys off. And
Was he a drow?
he's a dark elf, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not drow is a Forgotten Realms word.
Okay.
Dark elf. Oh yeah. And you can see when he walks past Leif, he looks at the Warforged with a very long caring glance, like this sort of weird, like he's just by looking at him, he's like blessing the Warforged in a way, like in a very weird way, like no. Usually people don't consider Warforged as like normal people, but this
Items.
yes. And then you guys get into the cart. Othran has her own horse.
Yeah. And I asked
Dark
her.
Yeah.
Was it her?
Yeah.
That she would be our rear guard today. Stay fairly close.
Yes.
But we need a rear guard.
So you leave the Onyx Ascendancy. You it's some blocks to the gates of the the walls of the inner city, and then when you get past those, then the outer city, which is filled with the inner city is most of the city is the inner city with industrial sized big halls and things, and a lot of banging and clanging noises because there's a lot of refining and making of things. And in the outer city there's more of people and inns and shops and mortals. 70% of the inner city moving things are like golems and warforged. No, actually no. There are very few warforged. But it's rumored that there are some.
I asked Leif if he could make me a locket where I could store the scroll. If it's not big scroll.
No, it's you can put it on
Hold it.
into a very tight space.
Not more than 7 times.
I think it's
That can be arranged.
Yeah. So
Unless you have very huge
Yeah.
big.
The world's gonna explode otherwise. If you fold it 8 times.
Oh yeah.
actually, Mythbusters did 11.
Oh.
So
And
Joseph.
the world exploded.
yes,
I think you
but
usually does.
Mythbusters has ended. Anyway, so yeah, Leif starts working on the locket, and you guys get outside the city, and you have a cart with a priest, and he just you get through make through every. There's a lot of people inside the city because winter has pretty much come.
Can it be sort of a puzzle box or a locket? Leif, I want it to be a puzzle box. You know what I mean?
Well,
So that when we actually need
That
the
can be
scroll,
arranged as
we have
well.
really hard
It will
time to
take
actually
a bit
open
more
it.
time. So, excuse me if I am not. Excuse me if I am not as talkative as other members of the church, such as yourself. I will make the item to your latest specification.
Yes.
Roll for intelligence. Just a pure intelligence check.
Oh.
20.
Nat 20. That's okay.
You forgot he's playing, he doesn't have his dice.
Oh, oh no.
Okay. That was a 15.
Yeah. A total of 15 or total 15, yeah.
Kill one as our ass.
So that
Yeah.
just like
Yes,
it's,
it will. Thank
you
you for
get
this.
it somewhat
Yeah,
complicated,
well,
but
I need to keep up the humor level in this adventure.
Yeah.
It's an inception, so for the game master, you have to make a nice plot.
11. Kuva 11. To get outside the city, because yeah.
Ooh,
Such stuff.
weather is nice.
Yes.
But it's nicer than here in Finland.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's outside the city there's a lot of like plains, and a lot of vegetation has just been cut down outside the city to make sure they can see anything approaching on the long roads west and north. The main roads out from the city go west and north, but there are smaller roads from like farmlands nearby. Playing with your hair, I see.
No, I was trying to dodge away to see if there's a road in the middle.
Oh, yeah. So you leave the city on the road up north to the halflings slash gnome city, which is known by many names, also Sanctuary, but one of them is Sanctuary. And well, it's a long flat road, and there's pretty much like the only weird things because now on your right side there's some flatness, and then there's the foothills to the main crater in the middle of the island, and the hill is very steep up, and a lot of like this sort of jagged broken stone spires and stone wedges and things, so it's very unhealthy and unwise to try and climb it from these parts, but there are other parts that you can climb the crater if someone's stupid enough to try that.
So we're basically like
You're moving like straight up north on the side of the crater in the middle. You travel for 15 minutes or so, and you can see on the right side, a little bit farther from you, really far from the road, on the right side there's this very there's a big thicket of hay bales, like in the picture, but on the other side. And you can see the elven man Tiernan and his black horse close to the stacks of the round hay bales. And you approach him. He's like he stepped off the road, and there's still approximately 20 meters, 30 meters off the road. There's the big pile of hay stacks, and Tiernan with his horse. There's a couple of trees making a small copse of wood there, and Tiernan sees you guys and runs to the cart and steps in, runs in step with the cart window, and like looks in, and he's very surprised until this time he's been very like haughty and otherworldly and been like very, and now he's very surprised. Father Grey, there's some curious creature there.
Yes.
Are you do you know this weird bird-like creatures called Quenthas?
Yes.
So Quenthas shouldn't be this up north. Usually not even on this island, but I hear there's some in the forest of the south. And in those trees over there, there's there's a small pile of something tied to a quentha. The quentha is moving, it's bleeding, and but it has some sort of pile or some traveling bags or something on its back.
As soon as I guess I'm hearing this,
Yes, yeah.
I'll jump out of the cart and start walking towards the way he shows, because
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling that it's our little
Decoy.
friend that's
Yeah.
Gnome.
yeah.
Yeah. I asked what kind of a quenta it is. Is it was it brown with black feathers or something that the decoy was using? He had a quenta.
So yes, a brown bird with black tips.
Yeah.
So the quentha is related to the mission, Father Gray? Your
Yes.
Excellency.
Yes.
Ooh, a decoy request.
There
And-
was another retinue
Yeah.
taking another route, and he was leading that retinue. It was a decoy.
You can hear tapping on the cart, and Hector he isn't shouting per se, but he just like talks with a raised voice because he's on the outside leading the cart.
Yeah.
Father Gray, because my people are very good with animals, I would ask for your permission to accompany Jay here to see the animal, because I think if it's bleeding, it's hurt, and hurt quentas might be very dangerous.
Yes. Permission granted.
And then he just shouts, "Hey, Tiernan, get over here. You need to drive the animals." And the elf looks like, "Sure, whatever you say, mercenary."
I'm like 20, 30,
Yeah, you
30 meters away, so
Yeah.
Hector needs to catch up.
Yeah, Hector starts running behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, roll for
What?
perception.
All of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
You're looking in the wrong
Mhm.
direction this time.
17.
19 plus some.
Yeah. So when Hector starts running after Jay, you get the sort of feeling that he starts casting something.
Who is casting?
Hector.
Hector.
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
Yeah. And you get to.
Shall
Yeah.
I go with them or stay here? I asked for the queen.
Please secure the perimeter close to the cart.
Alright.
Stay on guard.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll
There
go
might
up the
be
box.
there might be an ambush, or chance for the ambush is bigger now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll
Stay on guard.
get. I'm ready to tackle anything.
Yeah.
As I get closer to do I like visibly see the quenta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a big stack of like 20 big pails of hay. So it's like almost like 20 meters 20 meters tall cone. So it's a very big pile. Behind it there's a small like almost 10-15 meters big single copse of wood. Like there's some birches and some evergreens, and like because the area is very like small copses of wood and the scarred lands even here, and in the middle of the copse you can see this sort of very ancient ruins of a wooden building that's been like ruined and overclaimed by nature for like hundreds of years, and because there's a lot of greenery, a lot of fresh grass, the quentha is walking around there like, and you can see the very big long wings with like big claws, like climbing claws. So basically like quenthas are this ostrich-sized birds with big kind of long necks and big heads, and long like climbing wings. Like they can't put the wings on very tightly on their sides because there's like
To be.
yeah. And the quentha is there's some, you can see immediately some feathers on the other wing are very ruffled, and there's like small streaks of blood, and it immediately when you get close by. Quenthas are very very smart and very loyal to their riders. You don't have it. You've read about Quenthas basically.
Do I see a gnome hanging on?
You can see a pile of cloths and like traveling gears and stuff on the like tied basically on a saddle sort of deal on the Quenthas back. And you get close enough and you just look and you look closer and yeah, you get the feeling that there's something underneath the pile of cloths. Hector walks to your side and starts making this sort of chirping noise, and the Quentha immediately like answers. And Hector is like, then he just like whispers to, I got this. I'll try pacify the bird. Check the thing on the back.
I'll let Hector do his thing. I'll keep a distance while he's trying to tame the bird and all that stuff.
He walks because the bird is very big, and you can see it has very long, sharp talons on the legs, and like you know from what you've read that it uses all the talons, all the four talons for like killing things if needed, mauling. Yeah. If necessary, they can like they're do more damage than like horses, but because they're smarter and they have like sharp bones. And Hector does his sort of, he walks very slowly, looks at the bird and does this sort of chirping, quirking noise, and the bird is like putting its head on the side and lowering it a little bit, and Hector's just like very slowly, and then he gets to like pat the bird and just like chirping to it, and then he whispers to now check, and the bird is like doing this.
Hector is eaten by the
Venus fly trap actually. No, but there's a very big sort of parrot-like beak that can like smash a man's brain in. But the bird seems it's frazzled and it's a little bit scared, but now it's like just rubs its face on Hector, and there's sort of like it almost cat-like movements.
Yeah, I'll try to unholster or whatever is holding the leather bag or
the bird is sees that there's someone on my side, but Hector's like shh, and takes some goods off like rations or something, feeds the bird and says, who's a pretty birdie? You don't understand the chirping noise, but you can feel this sort of very like when a cat person sees a cat, then it does this sort of like just melt. Who's the prettiest bird? And the bird goes like, fine, whatever. And you just move the cloths a little bit on the side, and you haven't met Clankworth live, but you recognize the mask. Like he's tangled up in like saddles and his own cloak and like cloths from his back, and he's just like tied up on the back of the Quentha. It looks painful for the bird and for the gnome.
All right.
And like, yeah.
Does he seem he's not moving?
Yeah, he has his mask on. It's a metal.
Okay.
Green emerald metal.
Well, I'll just try to lift the mask and go like, hello.
And it's just with leather straps. You move the mask and like, he's alive, but he looks like someone has hit his face, and you can see the sort of like he had a metal mask and someone just smashed it. Mm-hmm. So his face looks very like bad. And he's breathing, but it's very labored, but he doesn't react to anything you say.
All right.
And because it was probably implied, there's no one else, nothing like some like small woodland animals, but nothing like no corpses or no other big creatures close by.
I'll take the knife. Just a normal knife.
Yep.
not the blood sucking knife.
Of doom. Oh yeah, that one.
I'll just try to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to save anything. I'm just trying to
Well, you
cut the
can-
guy off.
Yeah.
So
There's a couple of like ropes and saddle leather straps that hold the saddle. You basically cut those and just saddle the entire pile. Just
yeah.
cut a couple of ropes and things. And the no man falls down, and the entire like it was his adventuring, basically a backpack with like adventuring stuff in it, and then he lies down. The bird is like visibly flinches when the thing just falls off, and then the bird is like, "Oh, I'm free," and just flaps its wings and is very happy until she recognizes that, oh, it's that person, and you can see immediately the bird it looks very terrified when she recognizes Clankworth and goes this sort of poking on it and says, "Come on."
I'll assume Clankworth's such a small guy. I'll just grab him in a on my shoulders, just throw him over it, and start heading towards our wagon.
Yeah.
Tell Hector, I got this, you get that one, and point at the Gwentha. Start heading to the wagon with.
Yeah. The bird looks at Jace very suspiciously. You can see a very like, and like you get the sort of feeling that the bird's like, "Why are you taking my friend?"
I'm not paying any attention to the Gwentha. In the belief of Hector's got it.
Yeah. Hector, like, you can see the bird is like, on the other hand, there's a good friend that talks like me and has food, but on the other hand, my friend goes like there, and Hector starts escorting the bird after you, and just like gives it food and just chirps to it.
I'll be heading to the wagon because I know I don't possess any ways or means of any healing magic or anything.
I'm a paladin. I do.
I'll just open the wagon, just cart's door, leave Clankworth there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, do your thing.
You get to the cart like you went
I'll deal with this.
you went ahead of the party, and now when you return to the roadside, the party and the cart are just like you meet them on the side of the big road up north.
Yeah.
And it's a very big road, like 3-4 carts with for like space.
I cast Lay on Hands on Clankworth.
Yeah.
To restore it.
How much?
What
You
do
have
I
a-
throw?
Lay on hands is you have shoot.
Yeah.
It's level times something worth of points, and you can just like return an amount of points how
Yeah.
much you want. But I can't remember the exact amount.
Yeah, well, there's.
Well, it's enough to wake him.
Yeah, I mean, you have at least 4 points. It doesn't matter
Okay.
how much more you return 4 or 5 hit points to him, and he just like he returns to consciousness. Like it takes a couple of seconds to hit like, oh son of a, where's the, what the?
Try not to move too much until
Yeah,
us what
I
happens.
wouldn't move if I could, love. Now who the frack? And he's like, oh, where's my mask?
Jay got it. Jay.
Thanks,
Fred.
buddy. I'm not gonna put it on, but happy it's not broken. And he opened his eyes, and because his face it was like very very damaged, and like he looks like someone who just like there's small bruises and cuts everywhere. Not so much anymore because he got healed, but something. And he's like, you can hear he's like cracking his back and shoulders. And, oh, that was quite something. So where am I?
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move aside, like I'm in between Clankworth and Father Grey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move away so Clankworth sees Father Grey. All yours.
Or I can cast cure wounds on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's patch him up some more.
Yeah. So 2d8.
Yep.
Yep.
1.
Yay.
Second roll.
One.
1.
Plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, 3.
3. So 5.
So
Oh,
5.
well.
He's at 9 points. Yeah. And he likes just like wakes up just a little bit more and opens his eyes, and the eyes were a little bit swollen shut, and he's like, Hesperus! And the bird, the Quentha, just like rips off Hector's like handling, and the Quentha just almost runs to the gnome and just like headbutts him, and like, but not in the damaging way, but in the cute way cats do it, like poof.
Like stun.
Yeah, and the head of the bird is almost as big as the
Non-lethal damage.
body of the gnome, and the gnome is like, "Hey, buddy, isn't there no problem? I'm here. I'm here."
Nice, but please don't let it inside the cart. I don't think we have room for it.
Yeah, but if she wants, it's a she, and if she wants to get inside, I don't think there's much you can do about it. But I'll just walk out, and he just like,
You're not walking
my
anywhere.
legs. Yeah, I don't need to walk. I just like Hesperus can carry me anywhere.
Yes, but let's please.
Did you
could
have any potions in your saddlebags?
But I can check and
Maybe you should cure yourself a bit more.
yeah, just if you just like he wanted to say something, and then he looks at, it's a priest. It's a priest person. Okay, so yeah, I'll check my bags, and the bird has just gone on into a very very low roosting position, and the gnome just like gets on the back and then takes off the pile of cloths and things and just like rummaging in the backpack and takes a small bottle. And, there's still one that hasn't been broken, and just swigs it up.
As Clankworth doesn't recognize us in any way, I assume he doesn't know that he's being used as a decoy.
Or maybe he's just like trauma in trauma, because now I was just getting to that. He drinks the potion and just like shakes the cobwebs and and looks at you like you guys like, you're those people.
Yeah.
So the fact that we meet in, please don't tell me that's Fumurvas.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Okay, what
What
happened?
happened?
So there was a slight, basically an ambush on the road. We were getting
Which road?
Me and my party was we left the Holy in the Careful Garden Inn a couple of days back, and then there was this ambush of we just like, there was a cart of peasants in hay, and I was like, whatever, there's just peasants in hay. And then the hay flew off, and there were people with crossbows and weapons and things, and like, I think there were more people than should have fitted the cart, but we were just like, me and my friends were overpowered. And then I probably lost conscience after in a while. I think either I tied myself up or someone else tied myself up, and then we were going east, so I think Hesperus just carried me to the direction where we were going, and then I think she found some food, and that she stayed there. But Hesperus, she doesn't like bigger cities, and especially that freaking industrial hell with like all the machines all everywhere, just clanging and banging away.
Yeah, I think you were tied up. You were in a really tight
Well, not to brag, but one of my ladies as a she's very handy with ropes.
Well,
I actually laugh at
me too. Well, so
And like when the turns her head, the head is like 40 centimeters tall, so she can turn it like almost 180 degrees. And she quirks, and quote is, "Oh, really?" And Hector is like, "Oh,
that. We couldn't hear you, Dylan.
yeah.
you need." Did you say something, Guillaume?
Yeah, I noticed. I was just trying to say that I will say your mask appears to be damaged. Let me restore it. And if I am handed the mask, I will cast Identify on it to try to see if there's any spells on it, and then just bend it back into shape.
Yeah. So it's a. It's basically a mask of disguise self, like the hat of disguise, but mask of disguise. And yeah, you get it fixed, and it was a little bit bloody even on the inside, because you get the feeling like that he was like punched with a hammer on the face, but there was like, yeah.
I assume whoever it was that beat you up also took your belongings.
I'm pretty sure they did. And wait, did you understand my bird? Did you understand Hesper's? Hector's like, yeah. Like I said, I am from the southeastern parts, and we do have a way with animals. Oh, so you're from those? You're from that folk. I would want to have a word with you when. Then he looks like Father Gray. When the official parts of these conversations are over, and so, like, Hesper has just reminded me that there was like, usually carrion birds don't fly in the middle of a battle. They come after, but she was very perplexed by the fact that there was a raven. Yeah, a raven, like flying close to the battle.
We've seen ravens in old places before, but I really doubt that. Well, okay. Good to know.
We have an audience.
Excellent. Welcome.
As to continue, as I was trying to question Blankworth of a. As you know, you're on a official duty here.
Aye.
Is the mission compromised in your estimation?
Well, they got the box and they got my friends, so I'm assuming they know of the decoy. I'm assuming you have the real box.
No.
Of course not.
I suggest we get a move on.
Yeah.
Because this might compromise us by just standing around here.
Aye,
Because they left him alive.
Yeah.
There's a reason they left him alive.
Yeah.
What they didn't leave anything. And like Clankworth, like his face turns a little bit red and he gets very angry. They didn't leave me alive. Because if they left me alive, a couple of my mates would be here. The only reason why I got out because Hesper is the greatest bird alive. Don't you start fucking questioning me, you landlubber. I will tie you up in knots and leave you to your mothers.
You know, same. You're still alive. They have the fake box. We have to assume they were after it.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
And now they
So
know
now they
it's
know
fake.
it's a fake.
They're coming to look for the real one.
So let's get a move on then.
Can you disguise yourself and your bird for
If I get my-
something else?
if I
Because
get-
they'll recognize you.
Yeah.
Oh, the bird is going
I
to
can
be
disguise
difficult.
myself, but
The bird, no.
Kasperi says if you have like big illusion spells, I know a friend of way back in my home who's very good in illusions, but
Could it? I know this is horrible to suggest, but could it fit in the cart?
No.
No.
she doesn't. If she doesn't like the close confines of a city, why do
Yeah.
how do you think she feels going into basically a casket?
Yeah.
It doesn't
well,
matter. We are already compromised, so now we need to just damage control, be on our guard.
Would it be possible to build a wooden frame to put on top of the bird that has like wheels on the outside so that it looks like a cart and we can disguise it that way?
A box.
Then we're gonna go to a racetrack and we're gonna gamble some money.
Maybe. Actually, because I need to check out how. Did you have? I don't think Artificer has any illusion spells. So basically, it would go down to whether the Artificer's thingamajig can be used for that sort of shenanigans. I'm not sure how big the space is because.
And I know because I talked with Leif about this.
The artificer thingamajig is not really able to do those things. I was just thinking about crafting and like putting some sticks on top of the bird and and basically handing some panels from those sticks that look like a cart or like something else that could be on the road.
Yeah, but it will take time. Yeah, you can do like a cart dealy thing, like the sort of horse carriage thing, but it will take time.
How about some hay? Shitload of hay. There's lots of it.
We can do it whenever we stop. If we
Yeah.
stop for the night, we can make the bird disappear.
At this moment, I'm gonna turn to Father Gray since this is just throwing suggestions everywhere. I suggest that now we put Dankworth on his bird. We make him disguise himself to something else, a ruffian or a farmer or whatever. He's gonna ride beside us, and we'll deal with this better when we reach our next pit stop. But we need to get a move on.
Yes, about that. I was waiting for Tim to arrive. I haven't seen him yet, so I was expecting.
I should have told you that you agreed. Father Gray agreed with Tim to meet in the township of in town up north, the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's head for the sanctuary as fast as possible.
Yeah. So basically, it's if you ride until very late evening, you can get to sanctuary by during the night.
I suggest we do that.
Yeah.
No more pit stop or anything else until we reach our next.
Yeah.
Clankwork got his mask and puts it on himself, and like you can see him transforming into a very peasant-looking peasant. The like the textbook description of a peasant.
Textbook peasant.
Yes.
Yes.
The default.
Riding a Quenta.
And then he takes cloths and things and ropes and just covers up the bird as best he can.
Then also we have the artifact, so we could make an engine for it and.
You can make the bird into a tank.
Yes.
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 Yeah. That's
Well, I
our
bet
next
Leif
move.
could do that because he's a jeweler,
We
artisan.
could make it fly, maybe.
Yeah. But
If
first.
if Hesper is old enough, she can fly by herself, but she can fly better.
Yeah. Faster.
Yeah, but she needs to carry us, so we need to make some
Oh,
kind of
true. Yeah.
bus.
Everyone flies better with some rocket jet
Flying
engines.
cars bus.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We reach north in no time.
Yeah. So I think my players need a little bit of
Time
like
off.
yeah, like 10 minutes to just like run around the building or something.
Yeah.
So we'll take a short break now and be back in 15 minutes or so.
50.
At the latest.
Our audience suggested that we give the hat to the bird.
What hat?
The mask.
Mask. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good
Actually-
idea.
That's I don't
That's
know.
an idea from the
That's
audience.
If you
That's a
use-
track.
Yes, we could give the mask of disguise to the bird and make the bird look like a tiny giraffe or something else with a long neck.
Or llama. Alpaca. Yes.
Alpaca, yeah.
That's I don't know who.
Flying bus cart. No?
That was an amazing idea. Thanks, buddy.
Suddenly we're on a Fortnite island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a battle royale.
Psych.
Oh,
You thought this
yes.
was fantasy.
We were gonna have a break.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back in 15 minutes, and we'll continue from Sanctuary from over there.
Yes.
Yay. It's me.
Back in action.
Woo! Guess who's back? Back again.
But to the
Shade is
very
back.
important
Yeah.
idea of having the mask and putting it on the bird.
Yes. So it will take a little bit of finagling because it's a mask made for a like a like a flat human.
It's a mask from the movie Mask. So it works itself to the for the bird.
Yeah, but it will
Does it?
still do a little bit of finagling because the mask will be gonna grow.
It's about
I should have used a description for a wooden mask because that would have been a fun intertextuality for one of the best movies I've ever seen. Oh well,
Suddenly.
suddenly pineapples. No, wrong. Move. So yeah, Clankworth, he's gonna like put the rags on himself and take the mask off and put it on the bird, and the mask is gonna grow on the bird. And then because Hector speaks to animals apparently, and Clankworth has a connection with this bird, they get the bird to transform into basically a llama.
So cool. What is this? I've never seen it.
Yeah.
It's so fluffy. What
Yeah,
is
it's a
And warm.
although because it's an illusion, your hand
Yeah.
goes. It's lighter than air, so it
Oh.
goes through, but still.
But still,
But there's still soft feathers underneath, so it's something.
I am not going to pet the bird. It's gonna snap my fingers off or something.
No,
So-
Clankworth's like around, so everything's peachy, and the bird is like relaxed-ish.
Oh, then I'm gonna pet the bird.
Yeah, the bird is
The
like,
llama.
or the llama. in
The
this
llama
case, but
bird.
yeah.
The bird llama. Yes.
So now we have the llama, so when we're gonna have the flying bus? And when does the round start?
Llama duck.
Well, we have a llama. We just need to make sure that now we don't get all killed, so there is no drama.
Piñata.
Yes. Yeah. So you get the llama transformation ready, and you get the like everything seems peachy enough, and then you guys get the move on. And-
What was the...
It's usually called sanctuary because it's the village in and of itself is made it's made so that like anyone can come there, and inside the borders of sanctuary anyone is welcome, anyone can stay overnight, and it's protected regardless of race, religion, like anything. It's been rumored that in olden days there were like giants and ogres and things there, but
Is the leader a long-haired, bottom of bottle glasses? And
no.
Is the leader of Sanctuary called Roland?
No, I was going more for the Johns.
Yeah, but anyways, the real name of sanctuary, the official name is shoot, I just wrote it down here somewhere.
And the generator. Completely.
Fall Lodge treetops. Fall Lodge treetops.
Fall Lodge
Yes.
treetops.
Yes. And it's a place. Halfling.
Man, camera, TV.
Yeah. So you get a move on, and even the cart is the slowest
Treetop.
thing, and then you have the two black, the brown and black horse from. Oh wait, they were both black. Derp, from the agents of Decimi, and then you have the llama, and like llamas shouldn't be fast, but you have basically when Clankworth gives his bird the order to just like get a move on, he says an order in Gnomish, and the bird is just like, okay, let's do this, and the llama is like pretty much always faster than the horses, and it like the illusion just like starts breaking, and like Clankworth notices like, so you could just like slow down a little bit, buddy. And then when the llama just are moving a little bit slower than the horses, then the illusion just like holds ish. And then you ride fast and hard, and especially inside the cart, the transportation is very very bouncy. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Watch out for my axe.
Why did I
okay, I'll
just-
put it down.
Yeah,
Sorry, Warhammer.
yeah, it's very like.
Yeah, don't want to wait like quack. Whoopsie.
And the sun continues on its journey through the sky, and you like there you see some carts and like groups of people. You just ride them past, and especially when you have a very weird looking llama and two basically stallion horses with like hooded people, one in front and one in back, and they look very intimidating. People
Not
maybe a white bird.
suspicious.
No,
They're
no,
guarding
no,
the
no.
llama.
And then you ride the long day, and you like everyone else, like if Leif would care about how good he feels compared to other people, he would be very happy that he doesn't have muscles, because you like, especially in armor, you will feel you feel this very rattling, because like we people in cars don't appreciate the fact that like we have the springs beneath and the hydraulics to make it as smooth as possible, because this is a cart with like wooden frame and
Yeah.
wooden like wheels.
So you feel even the smallest of the rocks.
Yeah.
Yes, and like the northern way is very smooth, but it's still gravel.
Oh.
So I mean it's even, but it's not smooth. That's what I was aiming for. But yeah, you get it's gonna be a long day, and you. But eventually you will make it to the north, past the for a while you continue the side of the mid crater, but when you go north enough, the round crater just like veers off to your right, and you continue the road up. And when the sun has almost set, you will see you see this magnificently huge forest like coming up ahead. You know the sanctuary or foliage treetops is on the side of this very ancient and very big forest. Like the trees are tens of meters tall and like very many in most cases like couple meters, 1 meter to 2 meters thick, or even more. There's like ancient basically redwoods which have been in the area since, well, at
Long
least
time.
hundreds of years, maybe thousands, no one knows for sure, because this area is mainly inhabited by gnomes and halflings, and they tell a lot of weird tales, a lot of fun tales. But you ask 5 halflings what's the origin of the forest, you get 6 different stories. You get to the side of the forest and you can see even though it's winter, there's in the deeper forest there's some undergrowth still because the canopy is so thick it covers the trees, the undergrowth from most of the snow, and there's a weird sense of nature and even warmth emanating from the forest. And up ahead of you, you can see this small village of like wooden buildings, wooden round buildings, and some of the buildings are just like someone has taken a very thick log, sawn the top off, and made up like a steeple on the top of it, and like the closer you get to the forest, the village houses just grow until they reach the canopy, and you recognize on a first glance you look at Fall Lodge and you're like, what's a tree and what's a building? And you get the idea that you look at the place and you're like, well, that's a building because it has windows, and that doesn't have it, so it's probably a tree. Maybe, hopefully. And like there's a lot of like halflings and gnomes walking around outside with pipes and like small kids like playing and throwing rocks in a weird some sort of like circle game and like running with round rings going up before them, and like people are having fun. And there's a lot of like the sun has set by now, but by the time you get to Fall Lodge or Sanctuary, the sun has set. There's like it's dark, except when you get to the village, you can see it from very far away because there's a lot of like fires and lanterns and small like bulbs with like some light magic, and like it's illuminated so that like you get to the city, the village area, and you feel like you're back in the daytime because there's so much light.
I assume we're heading straight for the treetops something.
This is the area, Sanctuary, treetop, Fall Lodge, treetops. Fall Lodge. Let me just show it because
I wrote down treetops something.
Fall Lodge treetops.
Yes.
It's too long of a name.
Well, that's why people call it Sanctuary.
Yeah. I just wrote down Sanctuary because, well, you call it what?
I know exactly how Fall Lodge Treetops feels, as 4th Division Left Wing 8th Unit,
Yes.
also called Leif.
Point.
Yes, let's call it Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go late Sanctuary.
Yes. And like you get to you've been running for a lot of time, and you get to the sanctuary area. There's a lot of like small like bushes, like berry bushes and small tufts of grass and things closer to the village, and like people are picking the berries and just like walking around. Most of the people around here are gnomes and or halflings. There are some kobolds, some humans and elves, and like most of the elves seem of the wood elf variety around here. And yeah, there's
That's a good place.
Did you? Well, that is. I don't have much to do. I assume Father Gray has a plan.
well, there are obviously a lot of inns.
Yeah, this wasn't part of our route, I think. Or was there a schedule to stop in here?
I'll keep an eye out if there's
okay.
anything
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
ordinary, other travelers, people that might have come here before us, people
Yeah.
who might be looking at, I don't know, something we are carrying.
I'll look out for ravens.
Yeah. Roll for perception.
Because if this was a sort of planned stop, then we have some lodging already prepared for us.
Because this is the shortest strait. I mean, there was a because from Fumurvos there's a very basically crossroads. You can go via the temple or via here, and because there is a small shrine building here where you can get lodgings if you want.
Where was Tim?
He was supposed to meet you here,
Yeah. But
and when
Yeah,
probably
did
in
Jay
a
find
private-
any
Well, I head
ravens?
to the shrine to look for Tim if
Yeah.
he is there.
it is because in the middle, like the outside buildings are like basically carved from trees, but in the closer to the center of the village, there are a couple of houses made for bigger people and tourists, who like to live in more traditional houses, and then there's this sort of wooden big shrine, like someone's taken a tree and made it grow not length but width, and like you see this the tree has been like basically druid crafted or like bent to grow in like this sort of weird knots and things to make it a very very sort of temple like temple shaped tree. And outside there's the sign, like someone's made like basically out of branches made the holy symbol of Omnod, of the church of Omnod here.
That's fancy.
Yes.
Holy
And
God.
you get to the temple, and there's a halfling priest greeting you there, and like, welcome visitors to our beautiful foliage treetops. I'm assuming you want to sleep in a normal building, or do you want to try our natural lodgings? And he points to the
Wait,
top of the
that's,
trees where they're like you can see
disconnected?
like bridges and things.
He'll connect that.
Yeah, you can see like there's a lot of buildings and things on the top of the trees, like 10-20 meters off the ground level.
I'll take a nature one.
I rolled 16 for perception.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's your roll for ravens?
19.
19. So no, you don't. Damn it. No ravens.
And nothing unusual.
No, like, well, you have a fast llama and two big
Yeah.
big black horses and
Yeah,
a cart.
obviously.
You do get attention, but the people, like the halflings, are just more tourists, like whatever.
Yes,
Like-
the traveling circuses in
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. And like, yeah. And you get the sense that there's a lot of druids in the area, and actually not yet. It's just autumn. It isn't that time yet. So yeah, never mind.
Yeah, but I inquire if my associate named Timmy has arrived.
Oh, so. And then the halfling priest is like, so as would that be too bold as to assume you're Father Grey?
Yes, you are bold, but yes,
Yes. Oh, of course I'm bold. But okay, so yeah, we got a message. It was a weird message, but we got a message nonetheless, and we do have like sleeping areas for your people. There are a couple more people than we assume, but there's the more the merrier, as they say. And yes, the Tim person, he's inside, and he's well, he was exhausted, and his horse was almost, or let's just say the horse was in a bad shape, so it's recovering, but the person is here.
Yes. Well, is the person all right? I'm not sort of interested of the horse.
You can see, he, no, I don't know if Father Grey cares, but the halfling is like implication that you don't care about animals. But he doesn't say anything. He's like, yes, the person is frazzled. He's exhausted, but he has arrived.
I wonder if you are proper priest of unknown. Like,
Come on.
show the mark of the office.
I look with empathy as a damn.
I do recognize your little organizations, but you do know that even your organization does not have the permission to start a ruckus in our city.
Yes, so take care that you are polite for us.
But you can see the sort of small like tension, but the priest like just takes this sort of customer relations smile. Follow me, father.
You were gonna ask for the manager next.
Yeah, I'm sort of I'm behind Father Grey, so I can do this kind of rolling my eyes.
You have panicking, you're like,
The small pile of rags on the top of the llama goes like. Is he always like that?
We are nodding because I'm not going to say anything when the father.
By the great mother herself, I think I was better off on the decoy mission.
And again, emphatic nodding. Yeah.
So you
Yeah. Uh-huh.
get so Father Ray is escorted inside, and like the entire round area, like inside of the tree, the round broad tree is basically hollowed out or made to grow like a hollow space, and there's like an altar area there, like a small wall in the middle, like dividing the space into basically 3 areas. You can see one area with like kitchens and foods and things, another area for like more of a lounging slash inns or restaurant sort of thing, and then there's the real like temple area in and of itself. And in one corner, it's interesting that even there's some fireplaces, but there's like a wooden fireplace with a stone layer inside, and like the rest of the place, the fireplaces look like they've been molded into shape like from clay. And in front of one of the fireplaces, buried in very, very thick layers of wool and other cloths, sits Tim and just like.
Poor guy.
guys seen some shit.
Yeah.
I go to him and ask for a report.
The fact that it almost takes him like almost 10 seconds to like. Oh, this guy! And then he just like mad scramble, like throws the cloths off and just like raises up and does the salute and Father, sorry,
Sit down.
yeah. So, we might have a problem because
We need to discuss.
yeah. So, like you told me, at the moment he speaks. If the other party members followed Father Grain, you will hear the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If
Oh
he doesn't
yeah,
tell
he
us,
definitely
I'm
followed.
staying
Yeah,
back.
well, I'm making sure that they are not listening. So
Oh, okay. Well, we're somewhere else then.
find your lodgings and care for your equipment and
Mhm.
Oh well.
see that the box is safe.
Okay. Leif, can you guard the box?
He is the boss.
Yes, I can stay with the box. All of this wood around here doesn't interest me much.
Oh.
But you can make more boxes out of the trees.
Aren't you a wood carver?
Carpenter?
Carpenter?
Yes, but I doubt I'm allowed to carve this wood.
Oh,
And it doesn't seem
Yeah.
carved anyway.
Yeah.
No, like
definitely.
Leif looks at it and it looks like someone's taken like molded wood like the same way you would mold clay, but it's just like the wood has been grown or molded into the shapes they wanted. So it's a very weird place.
Do we have our own lodgings or are we just bunked together? Except of course Father Grey.
So you have there's basically there was one room for Father Grey, another room for his people, and now they just make sure that there's a third room behind the temple. There's a couple of small like basically one room buildings or like small like cabins in tree stumps, and there's like a dozen of those behind the temple. And originally there were reserved 2, but you can hear the halflings like making sure that there's 3 now. There's more people.
I'm gonna head out for one of those.
Yeah. So there's a comfortable space for like 3 people, a cabin. So
Okay.
even though there's just one room and a washing basin and like chests and things, it is very comfortable, and the beds are soft as,
Oh.
especially with your like experience of like the hard mercenary like lifestyle. The beds are soft as like dreams.
Yeah. I go to the same one and I'll just hog the bed. And sleep. Woo! Yay!
You
I'm
go to sleep on the floor.
No, no, I have the bed
It's
and
too
I
soft.
am not.
No, I cannot.
I am not going to.
It hurts, it hurts.
Oh yeah,
The
I
back
am
pain
going
still
to
up.
take a nap. Please, please wake me up when
September ends.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something happens.
You guys get to your lodgings and Nail a couple of like a minute later. Nail comes. Hey guys, can I sleep in the same room as you two? Cause
Do you snore?
If I drink enough, then no.
Drink enough. You're welcome.
I really don't want to sleep with those 2 assholes. Cause like, Look at
Yeah,
them, or
yeah.
I mean, they're like high-ranking members of the church, and I do respect their status, but they're
The
so.
female is not so bad, but the elf is kind of has things up
Snooty.
his. Yeah.
And then, Nail just drops his bag and weapons here, and then goes to the inn to the main temple to just drink his sorrows away.
I'm gonna follow him.
I'm gonna take a nap because this is a rare opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, the back pain is too
No, it's
Oh,
not.
my neck is hurting.
Well, you've been actually, especially when you've been riding in the entire day in a carriage
Yeah.
in armor.
Yeah,
You take the armor off and get to the bed, and you're like immediately like
I'm snoring.
someone's
by the
casting
way.
a
Yeah.
sleep spell,
Yeah,
There is a
Done.
sleep spell on that.
yeah.
and then you see a raven. No wait.
Oh no!
But yeah, Nail and Jay go to drink and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Manly stuff.
yes, brotherly bonding.
Yeah.
Like I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Style bonding. Wait. What?
Yes, yes.
Anyways,
I lead Tim to the secure room, and we have a talk in there, and you have a side quest for these guys. So, meanwhile,
you get Tim to the to your basically your designated tree stump room thing, and it is very rough and very simple to compare to what you've been used to, but it's this place. Most of these houses are like this apparently. And Tim sits down because there's a. Well, actually, because this is one of the better rooms. There's in the corner. There's the soft chair with a very small like library or bookshelf thing. He sits in the chair and is like, so I took your message to Father Ilithor, and he confirms that there's like trouble up north.
What about
Hey.
the other message? We can,
Yeah.
we can talk later.
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, he tells you about the other message and things. But the main point is that he tells that basically there's this sort of fringe religion called the followers of the Gossamer Lady, and he confirms that it's a very old, very traditional religion up north, and it's been attracting followers in the last years or so. So it's been growing. And like we talked about the power play before, Father Ilithor shares your idea that that might be a thing.
Okay. I'll let you rest now, and we make plans tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take a couple of pints of mead. They have very good mead here, Father, if you're into that sort of thing. And then I'm gonna sleep for, well, apparently one night. That's fine. That's enough. And he looks like a week's sleep wouldn't be enough, but he'll take what he can get. But yeah, team, you can see the team joins you guys in the inn. and
So he's sleeping in my room now.
I hope he's no worse.
No.
He fell asleep in my room.
Well, he walks to the inn, orders a couple of pints of mead, and then maybe. But yeah, you can be, if you want, you can be in the temple inn. You can get one of the more rowdier local inns. Because the temple inn it's like there's alcohol and people with stories there, but you can hear rowdy music and like people loud people from another big tree.
There is place to have fun, and then there is place to drink your sorrows.
Yes.
But I actually like. Is there the inn that we're sleeping in?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a like a bar lounge
Yeah,
area
yeah.
to sit in?
It's the temple inn.
Yeah. I'd stay there just to keep an eye out for anyone else coming in after us.
Yep.
So just to like, if anyone has followed us, or if someone's trying to pry for information or anything suspicious, because we arrived really late.
Mm-hmm.
So just hanging around, trying to look like a guy just having a drink, but at the same time keeping my eye out for
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
And listening to Hector. Oh, Nail.
Nail. Yeah.
It was Nail.
Yeah.
Listening meaning that I don't actually listen, I just let him ramble.
Yeah. Actually, when you get to the village, Hector and Clankworth, they take there's a small, like closer to the edge of the forest in itself. There's this, like area for like riding animals of all varieties. There are a couple of like Quentha-looking birds, but they're not like, they're more like, well, bulky ostriches, more like, and then there are like horses and other riding creatures in the pen. That was the word, in the pen, and they take the riding animals to the pen, and
No, the
Yep.
alpaca, whatever, what it was.
Llama.
Llama.
yeah. And then Clankworth and Hector join you in the temple inn, and you take a couple of pints there, and everything seems to be in order. And yeah, during you had a couple of pints and Nail has rambled on about how they treat this sort of snooty people like the elf man because he comes from the western areas where there's a lot of anarchy and like
barbarians.
tribal areas, and like he talks about very graphic descriptions of what they do with nobles and other snooty people. He doesn't say it very loud in case Father Grey hears, but he's sort of like, "We would beat the snot out of that punk." And yeah,
JJ is next to him like,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
And while Neil is rambling on about whatever like cultural fine things, Clankworth sits there and is drinking a big, well, in his hands a very big pint of honeybean, and it's like, so there was I heard there was a thing about ravens. You saw some ravens on the journey.
Yes, as you see pigeons or you see owls or...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like there's a lot of, it's a scavenging bird. There are a lot of on this island, but I mean, I told you about the raven that we saw, and then you guys went like there's a weird, like I seem to imply that you had problems with the ravens on your journey as well.
No problems.
Oh, okay.
Saw ravens though.
Yeah, I might have been just tired and like, well, I was just.
What?
I had.
You said specifically you saw a raven. Was it like a? Ravens aren't that unusual, so.
Yeah, but the thing was just, like you can see when someone's died and someone's bleeding, the corpse just lies there. You can see a scavenging bird, but like we were still moving, and I think my mates were also moving. So there was no corpses, so I was just wondering why the scavenging bird was like searching for living prey. Usually they don't do that. Well, harbingers might, but there are no harbingers been seen on this island since since for thousands of years, I think.
Well, certainly interesting. You reckon it was following you, observing?
It's very. It is possible because ravens are so smart that some, like, mages and things take them for familiars.
Maybe the raven saw you and was certain you were gonna be his meal in a couple of days.
That's possible, but I mean, I think that if it was following us, then someone's been snitching on the operation.
Possible. Likely. Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, but just if let's just hope that we all get paid in the end of this, eh?
I'm certainly gonna get paid. Not so sure about you.
He looks at you.
You specifically failed your mission.
He looks at Jay in a very weird, he was like just sitting there and drinking his beer, drinking his meat and just like enjoying life, and then he goes all serious and looks at Jay. You seem to have no knowledge of my renown, mate, but I'm known for the fact that I will get paid I mean, in the end, I will always get paid what I am due.
Yeah, sure. Just making observations how the church works. Well, hey, you do you.
And you really trust the church?
Fuck no!
So I suspected, especially with your background.
Well, it is what it is. But if you really know me, then you know that I'm not here to have shits and giggles about you or your life. I'm just stating facts.
Yeah, well, you don't state about state fact about stuff that you really don't know anything about, buddy. Because I don't recognize you by the person, but I recognize the tech you're using.
Oh.
You're from the far east. Did someone say east? I'm from the east too. Not from your parts of the east, buddy, because you don't use tech. Aye, that's true. We use muscles and we use big birds. Rant. Yeah, that will keep him down for a while. He's a good distraction, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you mean these? And I whip out both of my guns. Yeah. They really do know their stuff in their patio.
Yeah.
And I'll holster them back.
Certainly. I think I'm gonna. Then just like he has this big pint once again because he's a halfling. It seems bigger than it is. He just like downs it and goes like.
Pints.
This ain't pint. Yes. More hobbit jokes. And then he just like. I think I'm gonna turn in and just like go and sleep because probably the priest is gonna whip us up at the turn of the morning and everything. Well, and then just like saunter off.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll yell after him. Be careful of the ravens.
I'll eat the ravens for breakfast if I fancy. And then Neil goes on a rant about ravens and how to cook ravens or eat them as is.
In east.
It's that Barbara Wallace. There's shrimp, there's cooked shrimp, there's boiled shrimp, there's...
Yep. Especially, yeah. So, we'll just jump to next morning, I suppose.
Yeah. If nothing...
Dramatic happens.
Yeah, nothing dramatic happens, I'll go tuck into my bed after a couple of pints.
I
Since they sold in pints.
Yep. They're sold in pints. Yeah, definitely. So just like we're just for the sake of brevity, the people the party meet in one of the other other houses. You have an own secluded area for breakfast, as was instructed by the church, and there's like it's a closed space. No one else will hear you, and basically you have a choice to make: north or west.
We don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Father Grey has a choice. We can voice an opinion, but it's not gonna be heard.
Well, I begin. In recent news, what I have been hearing, the situation in North is not safe, and our mission has been compromised. So our best plan now is head to my boss's.
Vithlumen. The temple of Vithlumen.
Yep.
Alright.
If we want to carry on our mission towards towards north, we need more people. And the viable plan, like it was, it's not sound anymore. Even with the added muscle. And also we need to study the artifact more.
Well, we have experts for that. Leif is very handy. I heard. I've never seen, but you know, he tinkers with lots of stuff. I
So
offer
we head
helpfully.
west.
We'll head west then.
But I suggest that the gnome is still carrying on towards north
Okay.
and sends us messages what he wants.
The elven,
Yeah.
the elven agent Tiernan speaks up. I think that it is wise words, for, Your Excellency. That I don't trust the gnome at all because it is too convenient that only he survives and no one else.
So that's why I'm sending you over.
Yeah.
Mm.
As well you should. Is there any grounds perfectly normal. And then he just steps back, and he's like, just like unreadable.
Alright. Sounds like we have a plan.
Yep. So you pack your stuff and start heading westwards towards the crystal temple of Vithelmen, and that's where we will pick up next session next year. So
Yes.
Year from now.
Yeah.
oh, I really hope we can do this before, because like
January.
January.
Yeah.
Hopefully the 7th or somewhere thereabout, but we will inform you on Facebook and Twitch and probably Twitter. I'm probably gonna make a Twitter account. And
Ooh, fancy.
yes,
It's a
thanks
news
for
media.
watching.
Yep.
Send us any feedback you want on YouTube or wherever you watch this video, whenever you watch this video.
And more good tips.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
you can see, we are very, very
Interactive.
excited. Yeah, to
Yeah.
to do all the crazy ideas you
Yeah, definitely.
have.
Yeah.
Our crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are now ours now.
Yeah.
I usually like to, when my players have good ideas, I'm gonna implement them, and if my viewers have ideas, I really want to implement them, because this is the reason why I do this stuff.
So we're gonna have a battle royale at the end of the
Yeah.
campaign, with the flying boss going in and llamas.
More llamas.
everywhere, and
We want llamas and flying buses.
inside the crater, there's gonna be a battle royale.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
I don't know if the viewers want it in Latin, would be like Dios vult. I don't know. Someone tell me, like, God wills it is Deus vult, so what we the viewers will it in Latin? Someone tell me. From where we watch this, it's December, so have a nice Christmas or New Year's or whatever like celebration you're gonna have. Stay awesome, stay safe, stay vigilant, and